A millionaire starts a GoFundMe, Dolly is a living saint, Nicki Minaj is an AI hypocrite, and stats show you hate positivity. All this and more when you support The Habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. When it comes to technological innovations, the one thing that will always stand in the way of something new being adopted is human vanity. How cool do you look while using it? This is largely the reason the Segway failed. The Segway was the ultimate futuristic idea, giving humans wheels. But everyone looked like a fucking dork while riding one. Everyone. Oh, also, the guy who owned the company fell off a fucking cliff while riding one. When the guy responsible for their existence dies while using one, that's a tough fucking sell. I feel like if the Wright brothers died in a fiery explosion at Kitty Hawk, we might still be taking boat rides everywhere. And this is why I think Google's Project Glass failed 12 years ago. No one died while using it, that I'm aware of, but they look stupid. People pay thousands of dollars nowadays not to wear glasses, and every person who was wearing one was considered a creep who was probably secretly filming you. You were seen as the type of person who would wear fucking shoe mirrors into a women's change room. So, 12 years later, Apple's figured out the solution. Make it even dorkier looking. Yes, earlier this month, the Apple Vision Pro, an augmented reality headset that looks like a goofy-ass pair of ski goggles, launched in the US. For $3,500 minimum, there's a $3,900 version, you too can look like Peekaboo Street. Buckley, I don't know who that is. Of course you don't. No one knows any skiers. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these do look cool to you. So, I thought we'd take a look at a few of the videos that went viral. You can decide for yourself if these guys, and it is all guys, I have yet to see a single video of a girl wearing these things, but you can decide if they look cool. And then, we'll also talk about the practical applications that might outweigh how stupid they make everyone look. We start with the guy on the subway, click-clacking away on his invisible keyboard that only he can see. Perhaps no better example of the type of person who will have this. He's all alone, while we see two groups around him having a chat with their friends. You'll notice that, aside from the guy filming him, with his phone, like some sort of Neanderthal, no one seems to be paying any attention to him. But I believe someone said this took place in New York. This is the most normal thing they've ever seen on a subway. Hell, they've seen a guy do this on the subway before, pretending to type on a fake keyboard, except he wasn't wearing a headset, and he was also taking a shit in the corner. I guarantee whatever this guy's doing could have just as easily been done with a phone. But then he couldn't show everyone he has $3,500. Or rather, had $3,500. Another guy made a video of himself going to a coffee shop and showing off the functionality. The funniest part about this is he takes out his phone to make it a hotspot, so the Vision Pro has an internet connection. So he's got to bring his phone to make the headset usable. To then scroll through Twitter and check his email. You could have saved a step and not worn a big chunk of plastic on your face. Just check Twitter on your phone. Watching him uncomfortably drink the coffee, which is bumping into the headset, also doesn't add any style points. Maybe Apple can sell him a fucking straw add-on for $200. Call it the I Suck. Now let's head to the gym. Well, what appears to be a Planet Fitness, where no one has to wipe any sweat off the machines because no one's ever worked up a sweat there, except for Free Pizza Monday, when everyone runs to make sure they don't miss out on the last slice. Here we have a guy doing chest exercises with what appears to be about 20 pounds of resistance, and then either conducting an orchestra or turning the pages on his hentai manga. We can never know for sure, while going as slow as possible on an elliptical. No practical application here. This is absolutely just for attention. And who knows, maybe it is a sketch. Still looks dumb. And speaking of sketches, we have this one that went viral. Dude gets out of his cyber truck, slams the door, and then starts flailing his arms around as if he's in Minority Report, trying to find out where a black ball is happening. It's clearly a setup and not real, although Elon's simp account Teslaconomics captioned it with, "This has to be the hardest, most futuristic exit of a Cybertruck owner anyone has ever seen thus far. Fire emoji." I don't think this guy's kidding. I've seen his other posts. I think he genuinely thinks this is cool. But it's not. And even as a sketch, I don't get the joke. What's the joke? He still seems to own a Tesla Cybertruck and an Apple Vision Pro. I know, we don't use the R word around Goro anymore, but this is the living embodiment of that "joke's on them, I was just pretending" meme. You know the one. And how long do you think we had to wait until we saw someone do something stupid with these? Of course, the Venn diagram of people who think the Vision Pro is cool and people who think the Cybertruck isn't the dumbest fucking loser mobile since the smart car is two overlapping circles. We have a guy caught on camera driving while wearing one. No hands on the wheel. Maybe he's got Tesla's autopilot on? Does that make it okay? Well, Sherlock Buckley's on the case. If we pause, we see a sign for Traverse Mountain, which is in Utah. Utah allows for autonomous vehicles that are SAE level 4 or 5. Tesla's autopilot is currently only level 2. So this guy's definitely breaking the law. Hopefully, he gets his hands back on the wheel when he comes across this guy, crossing the road while fucking around. Actually, I kind of hope he doesn't. Imagine the headline there. Idiot in Cybertruck, distracted by Apple Vision goggles, crashes into mouth-breather pedestrian, also distracted by Apple Vision goggles. Could be a double Darwin Award performance. But, which do you think is worse? This, or someone flying a plane? This guy claimed it was a sketch and that his co-pilot, who also seems to be distracted, filming bottom gun here, was actually flying the plane. But his hand is clearly on the yoke, and he deleted it after a bunch of people tagged the FAA. So I think his little joke backfired. So is there a practical use for this? Someone showed off the map. This can't be the best the tech is it? This is what Google Glass did fucking 12 years ago. We're still shoving a map into people's faces instead of, say, AR directions in reality, arrows and waypoints like a video game. That would be good tech. This is no different than walking around with your phone out, which I did to find my way around Japan 6 years ago, and it cost me $3,500. What might have been helpful there was this app I saw, a translation feature that captions a human being while they speak to you. That is a cool idea. Of course, it only truly works for having a conversation if both people have one, and $3,500 just to ask, where do I find the capsule machines that sell the used panties seems a little excessive. Not that I wanted to know, of course. They're only in the sex shops, by the way. They're not with the fucking Detective Conan gachas. But like everything that this headset can do so far, a phone could likely also do. And at no point do you have to look like Flea Market RoboCop conducting the London Symphony Orchestra. I read a post from someone who claimed that this is the same for all new tech. People thought AirPods were goofy. People thought the iPhone itself was stupid at first. People made fun of the iPad for sounding like a digital menstrual product. And sure, they did get made fun of a little. But we already had headphones, and you could put a phone in your pocket. If it had to be duct taped to your face to work, it never would have taken off. And on top of that, we already saw this fail 12 years ago, when they only made you look like a suspected pedophile. Not now that they make you look like the most notorious pedophile ever to terrorize Night City. But hey, maybe you shouldn't care what other people think. This guy says, "Who cares how stupid holding this thing made me look? I'm the main character in my own life, and I will have fun, and there is nothing anyone else can do about it. I will always prioritize my entertainment over my conformance." Yeah, man, you tell the world. You're an individual. Dare I say, you're a rebel. And nothing screams nonconformist like giving the 9th richest company in the world $3,500 for their mass-produced toy.